Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Some of us have seen more cloud cover as we've gone now later on into the afternoon and evening hours. 83 degrees in Champaign as well as in Decatur. Also in Taylorville and Lincoln too. Springfield's at 82 and Watsika is also at 82. You can see those clouds coming in from the west. And we also have some clouds thanks to a kind of storm nearby in parts across northern parts of Livingston County. On our Pontiac RV weather camera on our roofing dog eye. Winds are pretty calm right now out of the northeast. And so the backyard forecast for this evening, partly to mostly cloudy. It's kind of going to be the way that we're going to stay overnight tonight. A couple storms are possible after midnight tonight, but most of the rain that we're going to see for the week will be coming in over the next few days, including tomorrow. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Been a lot of people praying for me.
And it worked. How one minister battled COVID-19 for months and finally won.
It's a concern for the community.
Plus, more people are getting tested for coronavirus, where the state is now shutting down a site. And civil rights icon and Congressman John Lewis died at the age of 80. What he meant to one of the area's first black county clerks.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
It was a devastating sickness.
And now it's over. The man in Arcola who battled COVID-19 and its effects for nearly 4 months has returned home. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. 76-year-old Paul Frazee tested positive at the end of May. Eventually, his son, daughter-in-law, and 3 of his grandchildren also tested positive. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in our newsroom tonight. So, Courtney, that's an incredibly long time to be sick.
It is, Paul, and he wasn't sick that entire time. Part of it was recovery, but he spent that time going to facilities all over the state, from Champaign to Chicago to Charleston and lastly Lincoln. But where he wanted to be most the entire time was home. It's hard to put into words the feeling of reuniting with family. The Frazees waited nearly 4 months for that moment. Paul has been in the hospital and recovering from COVID-19 since late March.
Elated, just to get to touch him.
Now, near the end of July, he can return home. The journey, he says, was grueling.
I was sicker than what I thought, but I just didn't know what was going on most of the time. It was a devastating sickness.
Frazee tested positive for the virus for 8 straight weeks. Once his tests started coming back negative, he moved to Generations in Lincoln for recovery.
When I came in here, I was able to take 5 steps in therapy, and then I had to sit down. But now I can walk the halls for as long as I want.
It is a great feeling for everybody when we are able to successfully get someone off the ventilator, decannulated, take their trach out, and send them home.
He and his wife, Marcia, even celebrated their 55th anniversary here.
They let me come over, and we brought a cake, and we celebrated here.
Though the short visits are nice, the reunion can't be beat.
Just joy, thankfulness. Just so excited.
And now that he's finally out, he's excited to do a lot of things many take for granted. What is the thing you're most looking forward to about being able to go home?
Get my hair cut.
But more than just a fresh trim, he's eager to be with the people he loves.
That was the biggest thing I missed. While I was in Chicago, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have no way of communicating with anybody. And that was misery.
He's a miracle. He really is.
Frazee's family says they don't know how he got the virus, but they say his journey is a reminder of how serious it is and how important it is that everyone is careful. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
That's really an incredible story of recovery. Courtney, thanks. Well, his son tested positive for COVID-19. So did his son's wife and their 3 children. They have all also since recovered. As of last night, over 1,400 people in Illinois are in the hospital with coronavirus. Of those, more than 300 are in the ICU. There are over 1,100 new cases in the state today. That brings the state's total number of infections over 162,000. 6 more people have died. There are now more than 7,300 deaths in Illinois from COVID-19. The governor, who wore a U of I mask, was in Urbana today to address some of the challenges of the upcoming school year. Governor Pritzker warned parents to brace for a school year with twists and turns as state and local public health departments continue to grapple with the best ways to open schools safely.
The doctors and the scientists have determined in hundreds of studies now that wearing a face covering will reduce transmission of coronavirus by 80%.
The state has required people to wear a mask or face covering in public now for more than 2 months. We saw our fastest rate of decline in new infections in the weeks immediately after the mask requirement took effect. The Unit 7 school district out of Tolono just released its reopening plan for when school opens. It calls for full in-school learning 5 days a week with shortened school days for students who do not want to be there. In-person remote learning is an option. Everyone in school will be required to wear a mask or face covering when around others. For a complete list of the plans, go to our website, WCIA.com. Here's a follow-up now. The governor repeated his calls for Speaker Michael Madigan to answer to the public for the role he's accused of playing in an 8-year-long corruption scheme involving ComEd. The power company confessed to bribery and agreed to pay a $200 million fine in order to avoid criminal prosecution. Pritzker wouldn't call for the speaker to immediately step down from his elected office or as head of the Illinois Democratic Party, but did say he wants to wait and see what else comes of the ongoing investigation. The speaker has not answered questions, but said in a statement the documents the feds are after will show, quote, he has done nothing criminal or improper. A string of weekend shootings in Peoria has left 1 person dead and 19 others hurt. The chief of police says 13 of the people who were shot were gathered at the riverfront Sunday morning for what police called a roving street party. 100 shell casings were recovered from multiple shooters just after 4:30. The department says it'll be increasing resources to curb future activity. It also said the weekend could have been much worse.
We recovered 100 shell casings. So when you hear that number, and that's why I really stress that this cannot be tolerated, because you have 100 shell casings recovered with a group of 200 people down there. We're fortunate that 13 people got hit, and I feel bad for the individuals that got shot, but it could have been a lot worse.
The shootings, of course, are under investigation. Police say there were multiple shooters, but they don't have suspects at this time. The department is asking for anyone with information to come forward. Here's another update now. Today is the first day on the job for the U of I's new police chief. Alice Carey was the chief of police for the University of Maryland and has 34 years of experience in law enforcement. She replaces Craig Stone, who left in January. A semi carrying anhydrous ammonia overturned just before noon today in Rantoul. Happened on the northbound I-57 ramp heading onto Route 136. Police say 1 person was in that truck. He left the ramp and crashed into the grassy median. The crash shut down that ramp, and it's expected to be closed for several hours. The anhydrous ammonia didn't spill. The 58-year-old driver from Fairmount was taken to the hospital, but he's expected to be okay. He was ticketed for failure to reduce speed to avoid a crash. He may have the last word on whether there will be high school football this fall, what the governor said today. Also tonight.
The thing that always moved me about him was the clarity of his conviction.
He was lucky enough to have crossed paths with Congressman John Lewis. What kind of impact it made on Champaign's county clerk.
And we've seen a number of storms come through the area over the past weekend. Today, though, has been pretty quiet, although some spots have been a little bit more cloudy. Those clouds have kept our temperatures down a little bit, though, but it still feels very humid out there. Coming up, we are talking about more storms over the next few days, keeping the temperatures down a little bit, but it does have to be quite warm by the time we get to the weekend.